Say hello to the 2025 Razer Blade 14. Fantastic laptop, and I would even wager to say the perfect gaming laptop. And this is not oh my gosh, this is the most amazing laptop ever created. But my whole thought process is when it comes to a gaming laptop, they should be small, they should be portable, and this is like the quintessential version of a portable, powerful gaming laptop. I love 14-inch laptops, especially in the gaming department, because you take a look at all this other stuff, right? And you've got 16-inch laptops, 18-inch laptops, and I like to call them mobile gaming stations. It's like a portable desktop with a giant monitor attached to it. And no matter what you do, anytime you have a laptop, it's never going to be as powerful as what you get on a gaming desktop experience. So there are compromises inherently anytime you get a laptop. How much RAM that they can put in it, how much storage space, how long is the battery going to last, the screen, all those different things. So to me, when you get something like this, it's perfect because it fits in your backpack. It lets you do some gaming on the go. You don't have unrealistic expectations that you're going to max out Cyberpunk 2077 and get 300 frames per second. That's not what it's for. It's so you can get some work done. It's so you can have a minimal footprint. It's so you can have something sleek and sexy and looks great. And of course, it's got the green Razer logo on the back. And it's one of those things where it just makes sense. And I really enjoyed this one. It's got plenty of power. So we got a 14-inch laptop. It's got a 120 hertz OLED display, 3K resolution, powered by the Ryzen 9 365. You've got the AI. You got the tops, your tera operations per second, 50 of those, by the way. You've got up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, up to 2 terabytes of storage. You've got Windows Hello because you got the IR blaster, so you can use that for your biometrics. You've got Wi-Fi 7. You've got a beautiful keyboard that's really pleasant to type on that doesn't have a lot of overly clicky noises. You've got a big trackpad, and you've got basically everything that you can ask for here. You can put up to 4 terabyte hard drive inside of here, and it's basically it'll do whatever you want it to do. Why? Because it's got a decent sized battery, 72 watt hours, and you can get either a RTX 5060 or 5070 in here. So that's a lot of different levels of customization configuration. But the end result is you get this smashingly good unibody design. I mean, this sucker, when it's closed, is less than an inch. Like, it's crazy. The chassis on this thing is so thin. It weighs about 3.5 pounds, and it's perfect for being able to play stuff on the go. And here's one thing I just want to get out of the way. Battery life. Battery life is not the most insane in the world. When you take a look at how thin this is, right? We look at how thin this is, and you're like, okay, well, that got 3 days battery life. No, it won't. But what it will do is allow you to get some work done. You can do your browsing. You can watch your videos. You can do some light gaming and things like that. But really, it's designed to be plugged in. And I have the same philosophy for a gaming laptop as I do with a handheld gaming PC. They're designed to be plugged in. Why? Because you want to run them as well as you can. You want to have all that power on demand. You want to be able to run them at the maximum for as long as you want and play games in a portable fashion. There's nowhere I ever go where I don't have a power plug, even whenever I'm on the plane. I took this with me when I went to Germany. I went to Germany for IFA, and it's easy. You can take this out. It fits very easily on a little snack tray that drops down from the chair in front of you. All the flights now, they've got a way to plug in your laptop. So you're good there. You're at the hotel, plug it in. You're at the office, plug it in. Like, you can plug it in pretty much wherever you want. It's got 115 watts TGP, which is actually pretty good for this thin profile gaming laptop. And then on top of that, if you need to, you can use USB-C charging, and you can plug it in that way. You get up to 100 watts as long as you got, I think, 20 volts or whatever. 20 watts. Yeah, you get 100 watts maximum charging. So it's not quite at 100%, but that convenience factor of having the USB-C is nice. When it comes to ports, you got plenty of those. So we'll start with the left side over here. We've got the dedicated power port, which we've got the Razer power plug is proprietary. You got a USB 3.2, which is a Type A, and then you've also got the USB Type C, which is your power delivery 3.0. Headphone jack, that's super nice. And then we rotate over the other side. You got the Kensington security lock. You've got your media card slot for your SD card. Another USB Type C, which is your USB power delivery 3, USB 4. And then you've got another 3.2 and HDMI 2.1, so you can plug it into an external monitor or TV or whatever you want. So you're covered there. And I like that there is still a dedicated USB Type A on each side and a USB Type C on each side, because I run into some laptops sometimes where it's like, oh, I got to have a converter for this. I got to have a converter for that. This won't fit here. This one's only USB-C. So as soon as I took this out of the box and I started messing around with them, like, this is perfect because you can use your USB Type A or C on both sides. And then, of course, it's great, the HDMI out, and that's great as well. You've got some cool proprietary cooling on here. So on the bottom, it's got two really nice powerful fans, which actually I believe only go up to like 54 decibels. They're not super crazy loud. Now let's go ahead and we'll do the speaker test. Not the speaker test. We'll do the heat fan test here. Let's check that out. This is with the fans on max speed on the Razer Blade 14. So I'm currently playing Resident Evil 4, and it pushes it pretty good. It's a pretty intensive game. The remaster is really nice. So this is just a kind of a gee whiz, so you can get an idea for what you might have to deal with if you're ever worried about the fan noise. All right, so as you can see, the cooling fans, they don't get super, super loud. They do definitely push some air, and whenever you get things moving, you play some more demanding stuff, they'll go ahead and kick in, and you can do that. So just be aware of that, but it's not the loudest that I've ever used by any stretch of the imagination. And then it's cool because the cooling, pun intended, you got the two fans, you got a built-in vapor chamber as well. So all this stuff is connected together. It actually does a really, really good job maintaining temperature. It doesn't throttle insanely hard, and it's something where it's cool and comfortable. You're not going to burn your finger if you touch the laptop or anything like that. It keeps the typing and the top surfaces cool and things like that. So overall, I've been really impressed. And I played a smattering of games on here with some of the game footage. Like Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, that works just fine. And a lot of times, like when you see any of these game settings I'm doing, it's just the automatic recommended settings that it has. You're going to be able to play pretty much whatever you want with decent settings on here. You can play Fortnite, no problem. Valorant, no problem. You can play even Cyberpunk on here. Now, if you want to run it decked out with ray tracing and maxed out on highest resolution, no, you're not going to get 100 frames per second. But you can play these games very playable. You play in 2K resolution if you drop it to 1080p, which that's one of the sweet spots for something like this. And this beautiful OLED design, anyway, I like it a lot. It is a little reflective. It's not, it can get some glare on it. So just be aware of that. But yes, beautiful 500 max nits brightness, which is pretty good for a laptop screen like this. It's not touchscreen. It looks like one because the OLEDs is kind of shiny. It doesn't have like a flat texture or anything like that. It's not a matte finish. So yeah, it does look like it's a touchscreen, but it's not. But it's a beautiful display, great for gaming, great for consuming content, and the 120 hertz is super nice whenever you're playing your video games and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about having a computer, though. It's not like an Xbox where you're kind of locked in with the resolution or the way you have to run certain games. You can change all this stuff. If you want it to run smoother and you want to turn some of the settings up a little bit, play it on 1080p. I guarantee you 1080p on a 14-inch monitor doesn't look bad at all. In fact, that's what a lot of people game on so they can get some of those performance increases. You can play on 2 and 3K. Again, as you go up in resolution and you go up in more demanding games, one that's going to eat into more battery if you are playing on battery, which I don't recommend doing. And then you can go ahead and you can just plug it in and play it that way. Now, Razer did their own tests and like, okay, it gets about 11 hours of media playback, but that's at 60 hertz with 40% brightness. Here's the thing. You can find ways to squirrel this out and you can get basically like a full work day out of it for doing things like work, a little bit of content consumption. You're not going to play gaming for very long on it. And again, plug it in. That's what it's designed for. But I think that it's beautiful. I think that with the compromises, there actually are very few compromises. I love this unibody metal design. It's got THX audio. Here's a speaker test we'll go ahead and do real quick, just so you can show this one off. This is with the speakers turned all the way up. I've got them on max. And it's going to vary between whether you play music and video games and stuff like that, because, of course, you're going to listen to one more closely than the other. There's not really vocals here, but I just wanted to highlight when you're playing a video game, yeah, this is as loud as this game gets, at least here on the home screen. But I wanted to go ahead and show this off so you can see good sound quality. Volume could be a little bit louder, so you're probably going to use some headphones or gaming earbuds if you want to play some games. So the stereo speakers, I mean, they sound good. It's just that the volume is kind of capped. It's not super loud. Again, that's one an impact battery. And two, if you're playing games, you're probably gonna have a headset on because you want to be able to hear very well what's going on around you. I know when I play, especially playing competitive things, you got to hear those footsteps. You got to hear people sneaking up behind you. You got to be able to tell what's going on. So speakers are there. They're adequate if you just want to listen to some music, maybe some light gaming that doesn't have anything too intensive going on. Lots of explosions like Call of Duty. Like you don't want to do that with speakers. Put a headset on, and Razer has a lot of options. So overall, I got to say, I really like this. This is probably just about my favorite laptop this year just because I love the small gaming laptops. I love 14-inch laptops. I love having these smaller laptops where it's actually a true laptop. It's not like a desktop pretending to be a laptop or vice versa. This laptop knows what it is. It has plenty of power to do it. You're going to get a very enjoyable experience. Small footprint. Throw it in your backpack. Throw it in your suitcase. Throw it in your luggage. However you're going to carry it around. Like, it's just got a really nice profile. Super incredible build quality. And you can put some serious hardware in here, right? And you can go up to 64 gigs of RAM or as low as 16. 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes of storage, and then you get the 5060 or the 5070, which probably went to 5070. And then another thing not even talked about is content creation. You can do some serious video editing on here as well because you got the power with the 9 series AMD. It's really good. Combine that with the 5060, 5070, you can do some really good content creation, some editing, all that stuff if you run your own YouTube channel and make your own videos and things like that. So I think it's a very balanced skill set that this laptop has, but I think it shines in portability, good power on portability, flexibility, and just giving you a really nice premium level experience, and the OLED is super nice. So that's all I got. It starts at $22.99. Of course, it came out, I believe, back in May, so there have been some deals and sales you can check for online. Goes up as high as like $29.99, and it's unified memory. So what you get, whether you get the 16, the 32, or the 64, it's 8,000 megahertz, DDR5. It's good stuff, right? You're gonna have everything you need in there, loaded for bear for playing your games, and it's got all you could ask, even a decent webcam in there as well. So you can use the webcam for your Zoom meetings or your Google meetings or all that good stuff. Or you just want to talk to somebody or have some video available there if you want to shoot some video footage in games like that. So I like it. I think they did a good job. And you'll probably like it too. Try and find one on sale. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. And I'll see you guys next time.